Hello there. So this is the My Wedding Pack World. And this is a honeymoon house, getaway house that I am building. It came with a cute little house that came with the pack, but I wanted a bigger house with more bedrooms. Just a bigger house in general, and I wanted just something different. Okay, so I absolutely love this lot. It is got a stunning, breathtaking sunset. It's surrounded by water all the way around. So I want to discuss two ideas that I would love to see come to The Sims 4. Marketing wise, I think that at least one of them would be a really good thing for Sims sellers, if you will, but that I would personally love to see. So I'm going to share those ideas and you tell me what you think. So here's idea number one. Idea number one is I would love to see a world that they would create a pack that is just a world that we, the builders, build on. Of course, you could just download stuff into it, but I would love to see a real estate developer type pack where it doesn't even have to have a career or gameplay added to it. I just want to see bigger lots. Or what if they had lots next to each other that you could expand? And you can expand the lots. Like there's very, very few 64 by 64 lots. So if you're somebody that wants a bigger lot, maybe you want to create a shopping mall or something, just some extravagant commercial, who knows what. But if you could take, just for example, two 20 by 40s and combine them together, just the ability to expand the lot to a bigger size. But if you had the ability, let's say a world that had like one part of it had an ocean front, another part of it had like a little bit of a woodsy area, and then maybe a little small portion of it was kind of like a little town, like city. I mean, you could have 3 different types of worlds in one, and you build, right? And most of the worlds have, commercial buildings. Some of them are editable where you can edit them, but a lot of them are just like fake buildings that's like you can't, you know what I mean? If they really gave us a world with a lot of lots that we could just build and build and build and build, right? And have different variations and things that were not available in other worlds, like I mentioned, the expanding. And I think that there is some talk about they're thinking about bringing cars back or whatever to Sims 4. This would be a perfect world to bring cars back because you give us the ability to create streets in the world. Or maybe that's too much for them to script or code or whatever. But I think that if they at least give us a world that is just for us to develop, with maybe some gameplay like developer, career developer, of course. Maybe a few new building items, of course. And idea number 2 is basically would be, from a marketing perspective, would be targeting the untapped market. Now I know that Sims, they brag on how many people actually play Sims, and I think it was like 500 million. I mean, it was really up there. It was like some astronomical amount of human beings on the earth playing one particular game. Now how much time that those people actually play the game, or maybe they played it once upon a time or whatever, maybe they're counting in that amount of people, everybody that's ever downloaded the game. I don't know. I know for stocks purposes, they want to brag about the amount of people that's playing the game. But just imagine, I don't know what their percentage is because I don't know that this information is even really out there, but how many of those people out of that almost 500 million of human beings that have played or are playing Sims 4, how many of them buy packs? And how many of them don't? How many of them just play the base game? Or how many of them just have a few packs? I have a few packs. My thing is, you can't pay me to buy the other packs. I don't want them. I just don't want them. I just don't. It's either the gameplay that I don't like, or, it's the world that I don't like, or you can't pay me. I won't buy those packs, right? You can't give me them. I won't play them. Okay, anyways. But what if, I mean, the game is like old now. It's over 10 years old. Sims 4 is over 10 years old. You got these new competitors coming in. You got Paralives just around the corner. They're literally getting ready very soon in the near future to release their early access or whatever. I mean, it's here. The year has come. It's coming out. And then you got Enzoi, right? So, Sims 4 is old, and they're not going to make a new Sims 5. They're just going to keep adding packs on packs on packs, the new packs. So for those people like me who are just dead set against buying those other packs, how many of those people will never buy those packs? But what if they create kits where you can combine build items from different packs? Now, I don't know how much of a headache that would be for coding purposes, but what if they pick a certain amount of build items from different packs to be put in this jumbo, and they sell kits where you can buy 3 build items from, let's say, 3 different packs, or for a bigger price you can buy 3 items from 5 packs, or 5 items from 3 packs, or just if they gave us, I would love to have some of the build items from the other packs, but I'm not going to buy that pack. I'm just not, right? But they could have this certain amount of pool of people that they can tap into, because the bottom line is, here's another thing. Sims 4 has a thing in there, if you've ever read their agreement, that there's no guarantee that what they say, okay, and I'm not trying to start something here, but it says there's no guarantee that Sims will be available on all devices. But think about it. Sims 1, Sims 2 kind of like went away, and they just recently brought it back through the app. Sims 4 has always been, the only way to play it is via the app. So they have to keep making money, because they have to. I know a lot of people complain about, oh, they're just, out for the money. I'm like, well, yeah, it's a business. They have bills to pay. They have, they have to make money. In order for us to be able to keep playing Sims, they have to keep making money, right? Because if they just get to the point where they're just managing some game in an app, I mean, how long can it last? So at some point, and we're getting kind of close to that end of the ability to keep adding packs. There's so much stuff that's broken in the game, and the game is it's just broken. I mean, there's just things that they say they're fixing that's not being fixed, and they keep adding packs, and it's only going to make it get worse, basically. So what if they get to the point where they can't make any more packs? I don't know. Maybe that day will never come. But I'm just like, why don't they try to capitalize on the older packs? And maybe they think to themselves, well, I wouldn't do that, because if we just let them have we want to sell the whole pack, not a part of it. But there's an untapped market. I am confident that there's an untapped market. And I'm one of those people in that untapped market, that if they just were to give us a combination, I would love to maybe get some of the items from the, like, I think it was Growing Together and Parenting Pack, but I don't want that gameplay. I just don't like some of the things about the gameplay, and I think that sometimes the more gameplay is more, it's just too much. Like, take for example the babies in, I think it's I mean, for people that like babies in The Sims, I do, but the base game, the amount of time, if you're trying to manage time in a game, managing Sims in a household, the amount of time that a baby needs, it's just tedious. It's time consuming, and it's fun, but you have other needs, so you have to manage the time for your household. So I just feel like, from what I've seen, just watching the views, and other people have even brought this up also, and that's one of the reasons that I didn't get it, because I kind of figured that out. I'm just like, oh my gosh, all these milestones, the amount of time you have to give to that baby, and imagine if you had triplets. Oh my gosh, the amount of multiple births that I've had throughout my dynasty it's a lot. So anyways, and there were just other things, just some of the gameplay that they added that I didn't particularly care for. And of course, I don't like all the cold stuff, but I love building. That's my thing. And I love to build, and I like build items. And of course, there's always mods, but mods do make your game more problematic if you use a lot of mods. So I kind of use mods sparingly when it comes to build items. I mostly use them for like toys and some game activity. But I just think that they should consider selling kits, like a stuff kit, like a building stuff kit, where you can pick 3 build items from 3 different packs. I'd buy it. Would you? Like, man, I wish I had that build item. You know what I mean? But, I still don't want the pack, so I'll just have to wish I had that build item, right? What do you think about that? Anyway, so that's my 2 marketing ideas I think I wish I would like to see to come to Sims 4. And, anyways. This new one, the business and hobbies, it's kind of cool, but I don't like the whole tattoos on people's faces, and I was afraid that, like, if I buy that pack, am I gonna see, NPCs walk around with a bunch of face tattoos? It's like, that's just not what I want to add to my gameplay. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be judgy. I'm just like, it's not what I want. Anyways, and I don't know. At this point, I'm kind of really leery about adding any more game packs, period, to my computer. Because it's a lot to ask of my computer, and they're getting even more and more to where you almost have to have a graphics card now to play Sims. It's like, okay. Yeah. Have you read the recent things online? And I think that, I don't know. I think they're even considering higher graphics because of Inzoi, and a lot of people are dissing Sims, and I'm like, I would never play Inzoi because I just don't like hyper realistic. A lot of people, there's a market, it's a big market out there for like GTA, all these real hyper realistic type games. I don't like it because it just seems more, it's too realistic. It's almost like I'm out in the real world, and I don't want to have that feeling. I don't want to be out in the world. I want to be like cartoon world, animated like cartoon world. That's my idea for gaming. But that's me, and I understand there's a lot of people that like those higher graphics, but I don't, especially when it's more demanding on your computer. And I'm not rich. I don't have no fancy gaming computer. Come on now. But I think that that's one thing that they have a competitive edge over Inzoi, is because the amount it is limiting their market to require a higher end gaming computer. It is limiting. And a lot of people may think that, oh, well, the specs required for Inzoi are not that big a deal. But yeah, for a lot of the world, it is. Okay. Anyways, but there's a lot of people that don't even have computers. They just play on their console. And anyways, but that's, I think, why that Sims can brag that they have so many people that play their franchise. They have mobile, types of sim games, and they have console, and they have computer. And I think that's why they have a bigger market. Anyway, so I hope that they just don't ever require more graphic wise, etc. And I know there's a lot of people that disagree with that. But anyways, what do you think about the mix and match build kits that I think they could offer at this point, some of the older packs at least? And what about the world where you be the developer and you get to create a section of a neighborhood, and you decide what buildings go there, and you get to combine the sizes of lots and expand the lots, and you get to build the streets. Even if they didn't add the street portion of it, I think it would still be cool. I use cars, helicopters, motorcycles, boats, a lot of different types of vehicles. I use those mods. And I do take them out when I'm not planning to use them in a game, just because they are, the more mods you have, the heavier the game is. So I have a mod folder where basically these are mods that I only bring out when I'm wanting to use them. I don't keep them in my folder all the time. And anyways, but I love the Sims ability to customize your game. That's one of the things that they, in my opinion, they rule the game world by the ability to mod the game. They rule. I mean, it's just the bottom line. I love the ability to customize. I can build churches, have church services, even though they don't respect, I don't think they respect Christianity in this game, but I can do so many things. I can do it's limitless, you know, and the ability to mod your game with mods and allowing mod developers to create kits and packs for you, and they have their own way where they make the income, you know, off of Patreon support and different, you know, ads and different ways that they make their money being mod developers. But yeah, I love building, and I like building in this game more than I do the gameplay, although I do like the storytelling, you know. I do some of the challenges, but I try to make it cozy and family friendly. I don't like to do a lot of mean or negative stuff, you know. I know a lot of people like that stuff. It's just like, I like watching. I recently watched a channel called Dr. Gluon, and he had this toddler stranded on an island, and I didn't have some of the packs that he did, but it was such a cute, oh my gosh, I really love his series on that. And I do like watching some of the rags to riches, but I mostly just like to build, and I like doing special events. I like playing with mods, like helicopters and planes and boats and just special events, you know, like honeymoons and weddings and yeah, stuff like that. Here's a helicopter. Speaking of helicopter, check this out. I should probably slow this down. Sorry, just skip this part. I know that's but that's a cool mod. The helicopter, you'll see helicopters a lot in my gameplay. I have a Dynasty series of D. She's my first sim I ever created, so she's got this family. A lot of them branched off from her, and then the other set of siblings that I created when I created her, and then their family. And so that's pretty much it. I don't like, my Sims never die. They're like the Simpsons. So what do you think of this house? Now I have to do the landscaping yet. And here's the thing, this was such a beautiful, oh my goodness, location. Why wouldn't they give us a bigger lot? They could have made this a bigger lot. You see this? I'm not trying to complain. I guess I am. But this was a small lot to build on. Very small lot. Sorry, I have allergies in my throat. So I'm always eating cough drops. It's just allergies. So I apologize with my voice. But I just thought they can make this lot a little bit bigger. You know, I don't understand why they don't make bigger lots. I don't get that. I very rarely see 64 by 64s. Maybe people, there's not that many people who really build, but I've seen some fabulous build, and that's what inspires me. These channels who make huge builds, it blows my mind. It inspires me. It fascinates me. The amount of people with so much talent inside their minds that play Sims, architectures. I've actually seen a professional architecture who played the Sims and built and created using Sims. Like, you could literally plan a house by using the Sims to build a model of what you want and take it to somebody who builds, you know, makes and creates blueprints, you know, knowing the ins and out of actual construction rules and laws and mathematics, and put it into a blueprint. Like, there's people who actually do that. I just like to create, and it blows my mind, because I guess maybe I'm old, and what I had to play with as a kid growing up, oh my gosh, it's amazing. You know, Sims is an amazing game. You can do so much with it. And so this is a honeymoon location, and I have triplets that I downloaded Sims 4 _ Amnesia's Triple Heart Hotel Resort build, and I didn't have the pack she did, so I had to basically rebuild everything on the inside, and, you know, decorating it and everything. But structure wise, you know, it's it was thankfully that survived. I was like, oh man, because I really liked her build. And so I'm going to do a wedding there and a honeymoon. And I think I'm going to use this location also for honeymoon. But anyways, I really sometimes I wish that I had more packs just for the like I could just go to the gallery and just download something that I really like. Like there's this one builder, and I do shout outs of smaller sim build channels because as a sim player and a viewer, I want to see other channels. So I want to say right now, I want to shout out Lucid_Logic. I want to say thank you because for shouting out another channel that I had not seen, and it's Sims 4 Real Estate. And so I just recently, because of that shout out, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I say when I do my shout out videos, I pick 5 channels who are smaller sim builders. And I don't have that many views on my channel because I'm a smaller channel. And speaking of my channel, by the way, I've been around for a long time. I quit uploading, and then I came back and I had to basically rebuild my channel. But I just started playing Sims a couple years ago and had zero zilch nada fellow subscribers who played Sims. So it was almost like I don't get hardly any visibility. Like some of my other videos will get hundreds or even thousands of views on those, videos. But my Sim videos don't get much visibility because I don't have connections with other Sim. I'm just now starting out trying to make those connections. So I really appreciate when somebody shares with me other simmers that I may be interested in watching their build channel. So thank you, Lucid Logic, for shouting that person out. And so I went to their channel today, and really good builds, right? So I will continue to share those shout outs, and I'm asking people to continue help me connect to other builders, right? Because I didn't know, I'd never played Sims before in my life until a couple years ago. And honestly, I wasn't much of a gamer, but I have a disability now. My spine disease got so much worse. And so, I didn't have time for gaming. I really didn't. Whoops. Come here, baby. Hang on a second. Let me help her. What did you do? Did you stop? Well, here, baby. You're unstuck. Right? There. She's like, girl, don't chase me. Poor baby. And anyway, so it's myself and my poodles. I know, one of which who turned 15 in March, and so my time with him is limited. Keep my poodle in prayer, please. Oh gosh, yeah. Anyways, my girl over there, I think she wants to go outside. Sorry about that. Anyways. So, what do you think of this honeymoon getaway? Now, here's the thing. I know a lot of people don't like pink for a kitchen, but they added pink for a kitchen, guys. Okay, look at that flooring. So this is the deal between, this is Kazi and Natalia, and this was their wedding. And he was the first one I sent through Discovery University, and he became a judge. So this is their wedding, and they made a deal. She got to pick the kitchen and living room colors, and he picked the outside color of the house and the balcony, and he chose like the Mediterranean blue type style for the balcony, and that's just how they roll. But I love that they added that pink tile. That was a recent update that Sims did. They added a whole bunch of build stuff, and I was like, thank you for that, right? I know a lot of people just really nag on the whole Sims franchise because they're like, they're just making all this money. They're so greedy. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a business. It is a business. Like, what if they don't make money anymore, and then Sims 4 goes away because they can't manage the upkeep because they're not making money off of it anymore, And yeah. Anywho's, I am interested in Pure Lives. I think they've got some great, unique build tools. Probably more for the building than anything. I'm just waiting for them to release their game. And so I thought that they were going to have their announcement by spring, which is supposed to come out this year. They didn't announce that though. So this is a little nursery. So if you are somebody who does build, please, can I see your channel? Let me know. Like, if you don't leave a comment, I won't know. I know there's a lot of viewers and they just view, and I get that. They don't like to interact because they would have to sign in, and they don't like giving their privacy up, and that's a lot of viewers on YouTube, and I get it. You know, I'm like that too. I get it. I don't like them tracking my history of what I watch. It's so annoying, because then the next thing you know, if you interact with one thing and then that's all they're going to show you. You know what I mean? I get that. Especially when it comes to ads. If like you click on one ad, it's like you're going to see that same stupid kind of ad for like the next week. You know, it's like, okay, I already bought what I wanted. Stop showing me that. You know, it's annoying. I get it, you know. But if you are somebody, you know, please, if you're a builder, let me know. I love watching other people build. I love learning from other people. Oh my gosh, I've learned so much when it comes to building, just watching YouTube videos. You know, some of the things I've kind of come up with on my own or learned on my own, but a lot of things. And if I see something or an idea that inspires me, I will shout that person out. I will say, hey, I got this idea inspired from so-and-so, you know. I feel like, you know, share other people, you know, let's help each other. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, and I hope you have a blessed day. I'm going to do a little walkthrough. This is such a pretty location. What do you think? But let me know. What do you think about my marketing ideas? What they can bring? He's doing his ruling since he's a judge. He's going to get a little bit of work in before he ends his honeymoon.